Do you know how to work with collection in PowerApps? Hi, this is Krupali from KnowHow Academy. So let's start with me. In this video, one employee registration form is designed. So the company is organizing a party for the employee. They're asking for how many person from your side it's coming. Okay, so HR is taking a registration on behalf of employee. So let's say I'm entering the data of the employee. Let's say 003. Employee ID, employee name, let's say Vetali, and number of person from her, that is 5, and she is from sales department, and I'm saving the data. Now whatever data I'm adding from this part, it is saved into this gallery. Now from where the data is coming? So this gallery take data from the collection. So you may have a question, what is collection? So let me tell you, collection is, let me write it and then explain you what is collection. Okay. Collection is basically the thing where you are storing data your temporary purpose, and you will use that data and you will process that data. You are not storing data in a data source, but when your application runs, for that amount of time you are storing that data and you are processing it. Okay. Now collection means your data you will going to store it in a tabular format. So you may have a question, what is tabular format? So basically tabular format is a kind of format where you are going to store data in a form of table. That is row and column. So let's say you are storing the employee information. Let's say employee ID, employee name, how much person from that employee coming into the party. So here we are maintaining data like this. So here we can say it is a column header. Basically column header means heading of the column, and here we are going to store the data. So collection is like that. So how to create that collection in PowerApps? So let's see. Let me go to the app, close this, and to design a collection in a PowerApps, first of all you need to use 3 functions. The first function which you are going to use is that, let me just write it here in a whiteboard so you may understand. First function is ClearCollect. So ClearCollect is basically a function which will use to create a collection, as well as if the collection is already created, then we can clear the item from the collection. That is the first function. Second function is that you need to understand is that collect. Collect means, let's say you already added some item in a collection. You want to add one more item in the collection. So collect is a function which will add or append item in the collection. And the third function is remove. Remove means, let's say you have some item in the collection and you want to remove that item from the collection. So basically a remove function is used. So there are 3 functions: ClearCollect, collect and remove. So let's see first how to create a collection. So first we will see how to create a collection with the blank. That means there is no row, no column, 0 value. Or you can say 0 row and 0 column. So for that you can create collection at button click event, you can create collection on app start, or you can create collection anytime. Okay, so first of all I am taking a new screen. In that screen, when the app is loaded, now see, when a screen is visible I can create a collection. When app is start means, let's say my name of the application is collection. Now when this application run, collection can create automatically. So for that you can click on this app and here 3 dots and click on run on start. That you can check it out. But let's say if you want to write the code, so you need to click on that. Here there are some properties of that: start screen, on start, whatever way you want to. So let's say I want to create my collection on start screen. Okay, so for that you need to click not start screen but on start. On start I have already created a collection. You can see that. But I am teaching you in this video how to create collection from the beginning. So for that you need to write that ClearCollect. So ClearCollect function basically create a collection and assign a value. So for that ClearCollect, and after that you need to give a name of the collection. Name of the collection is basically the name of the variable. So here I am giving the name of the collection is data underscore employee. It is always good idea to not give a space in the collection name and the same name. Why? Because I want to create a blank collection. So data of EMP and then complete the bracket. So my collection will be created. Now let's say if you want to see where my collection is created. Okay, you want to see whether this is the empty value or not. So for that you need to click on these 3 dots and run on start, and then you can click on this X value and go to that, and here you will see the data of employee. I have already created the employee the data, so you can see there are 3 rows. I already assigned it, but here I created a collection from the beginning. So here you can see 0 row. You can click on these 3 dots and view that. So this is the collection which I have created, which is blank collection. There is no row, no column in that. Now I want to create one more collection with assign some value. Let's say I want to create a collection which store the data of the department. So to create another collection, you need to again write ClearCollect and write the collection name, that is department. Okay, so let's say department. And when you want to create a collection with a proper value, so how you can do that? So first of all, let me click on expand formula bar, so it will give you a more space, or it will show you a more space to understand it. Okay, so let me write it down. So clear collection, the name of the collection is, let's say, department, and then you need to write a curly bracket, and let me complete the bracket first. And let's say when I want to create a collection, I want 2 columns. First department ID and the second one is department name. So let's say I'm giving the column name. Always remember that when you are writing a collection value, so first you need to write it inside a curly bracket, and first you need to mention the name of the column. So department ID, then comma, and you need to write the value which you want to give. So I want to give one value to the department. Then you want to give the name of the department. So this is the heading of the column, department name. And if you are assigning character or alphabetic value, so you need to write it in a double quotation. Otherwise, for numeric value, you need to write it in a single quotation. And let's say I'm writing the department ID for that. Okay, so department ID. So this one value is created. Now for second value, that is one value means one row is created. For second row, you need to write a comma and then enter, and again in a curly bracket for second value. So same column name you need to give it. So let me copy that value and paste it. And this time, instead of department ID 1, I am giving the department ID 2, and instead of IT department, I am taking the sales department. Okay, and let's save it and let's run it. Now run it means we want to see the value in that variable. So how we can do that? So go to the screen and go to the app and click on run on start. Run on start means whatever we have written, it will execute. Okay, without showing the run screen. Okay, so this is the meaning of run on start. And let me just shrink this and see the value. So next you can see that the department collection is created, and if you want to see the value, you can check that. This is the ID, department ID heading of the column, and this is the second heading of the column, that is department name. and you can see the respective value you want to see. Okay, so this way you can create a collection. Now what do we want to do as like our demo? So in that demo, I want to design that particular form, and in form, whatever value I am going to save it, it will be added into the collection, and the collection will give data to the empty gallery. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. So I'm quickly designing the screen, or let me say copy the screen which I have already created. So let me just delete it and duplicate the screen. Okay, so my screen will be duplicated, and let me remove the code which I have taken, because I need to teach you from the beginning. And let's say this time I will teach you how to create an empty gallery for that. Okay, so first of all we will give a proper name to that. Okay, so txt id of employee, and this is the name of the text box. We can modify txt name of the employee, and this is the number of person. So let's say number of person from employee, and drop down list departments of employee. Okay. Now see, in this department we want to give the value to that collection. So for that you need to click on that. When you click on items, okay, you will able to see the collection whatever you have created. Okay, if you are not able to see, you can search the value. So here it will come. Okay, so here I can see that, so you can directly assign the department. And let's say you want to see the department ID instead of that, so you can select the department ID. So here ID will be displayed. If you select the name, then name will be displayed. So it's up to you what you want to take it. Okay, so I do not need to write a department. From drop down list, department will come, and in drop down list where data will come. Where data is coming. Data is coming from the collection which I have created at the time of running the app. Okay, so see, we have created this department collection, and we have assigned two values in that. First is IT and sales. So here in the second screen, let me just shrink it. In drop down, you need to select the items, and when you click that, you will see the name of the collection which you have created. So here it is you can select the data source as well as you can select the collection also. Okay, so let me run this, save this app and run it. So you can see the department which I have created. Now as my screen, I need to design this gallery. So for that, how you can design your own gallery? Now see here, if you click on insert, let me go to the screen, first, and click on the insert, and if you take a vertical gallery, the gallery format is fixed, but I don't want like this. So for that you need to take an empty gallery. So you need to go to the layout and select either horizontal gallery or vertical gallery. So I'm selecting blank vertical gallery, and here you need to click on edit. Now this is the one portion of the gallery which you can see. So let me just shrink it because I don't want this thing in a big size. And then in that I want three information: employee ID, employee name, number of person and department. Now this information I want to see only. I cannot edit data from here. So for that you need to take a label in that. Okay, so click on that and insert 4 labels: for ID, then for name, then number of person, and then number of department. Okay, sorry, from which department. And let me put it proper way so you can see that. Okay. Now here you want to see this value. Here you don't want to see this lower sum IP sum value, but you want to see the value which is there in a collection which I am going to edit. So for that you need to select the this gallery control And remember which collection we have created. So we have created a collection called data EMP. So in that gallery control, you can set the data EMP collection. Right now you cannot see anything. Why? Or here you can see the error. The reason is that ID, which value from the collection you are going to see. Right now my collection is black. So first of all, we keep this thing here as it is and let's do coding on that. So what we need to do on save. So when we are going to save this data, or after writing this value, and when we click on save, we are going to add item in the collection. So we have seen that how to create a collection using ClearCollect, and how to create a collection with proper value using a ClearCollect. Now the second function comes to the picture when we have already created a collection, but later on we want to add some value in that. So for that we need to use a collect function. So let me click on save, and here we need to add the data into the collection. So we need to write a collect, and we need to select the collection name. So we have created a collection called data EMP. Okay, so data EMP. This don't confuse with that. I have already created a collection to show you the demo, but right now I am creating again new collection. Remember, two collection name cannot be same. So data EMP. Then you need to write a curly bracket, and you can do like that also. So let me format the code properly and then start writing it. Okay, and data, the name of the collection. Now you want to add the employee information like employee ID. So this is the ID. Okay, so let's say you want to add ID. Which ID you want to add? You want to add the ID which is written in this text box. So this txt_id.emp. So let me go again to this ID, and then I will write txt_id of employee.text. Then I want to add the name into the collection. So name, then txt_employee name.text. Then I want to add the number of person. Okay, so number _of person, and then see, I want to store a numeric value in that. So for converting a text value into numeric, you need to use the function value, and then txt number of person.employee.text. So these are the control which I have taken this. Okay, so these are the control names. Okay, so let me go back to say click on the save, and after that I also want to add the department. So department, then department name whatever. So drop down, let's say drop down employee dot selected text dot value. Okay, so when you write this, collection has 4 columns. Okay, ID, which first, if you are creating first time, so column will be created and respective value will be assigned. When you click second time on save, so if column is there, so respective value will be saved. Okay, so let me just check it. ID, name, number of person and department. Now my collection will be created. Let me save and run it. Although you may have a question, there is an error. Still we can we can run the app. Yes. Why? Because we are going to run this portion. If we run this portion, then definitely error will arise and we will check it. So these are the error in this. Okay. So right now we are ignoring it, and let's run it, and we will check it whether the collection will store the value or not. And before running that, let me show you. This is the collection. Right now this collection has a value, empty value. Okay, this is a blank value. Now we are going to add value in that while we are running the app. So let's say here employee ID 001, employee name, let's say Kupali, and from my side 4 person will come into the party and I am in the IT department, and let's save it. Now let's check it whether the data is saved or not. Now see, in your collection you will able to see table and 1 row is there. Now let's check it. So now see the department, ID, name and number of person, you can check it. Okay. Now after that, what I want to do, I want to reset the value of the controls. So I can use the reset function and employee ID I want to reset. Then I want to reset the department value, and don't forget to put semicolon after each function. Okay, so reset txt employee name. Then I want to reset the number of person also, the txt number of person. Okay, so automatically all value will be reset. Now see, in my collection we have 4 columns: department, ID, name and person. Now that value I want to display here in this gallery control which I have taken. So I have taken 4 things in gallery, actually 4 labels. So in this label, what I want to display? So I want to display this item dot employee ID. Now here you can see ID is the name of the collection column. Okay, so here this sorry, not name but dot ID I am displaying. So here you can see the ID is displayed. Now in name I want to display the name of that. So this item dot name. So here name will display and number of person. Okay, so you need to write down the column name after that number of person and from which department that person is coming. So just write down the department. Okay, actually I have written a wrong spelling of department column. So let me go there and make a correction. Department. Okay, so let's save it and let's change it the value here also. Dot department. Now I already saved the value and it is not coming because I changed the value and in that nothing value is there. So let me just refresh it, go to the collection and you can see that here department is not showing. Why? Because the reason is that I changed the heading and that heading do not contain any value. So that's why you can see the blank value. Okay, but don't worry, we will look into that. Okay, let's save and run it again. So let's say I'm changing the value of employee 002, not 002 but 002, and the name of the employee is, let's say, Jikisha, and from her side 5 person is coming and she is from sales department. Let me save it. Now see, this data is added into that. Okay, so here this way you can add the data into the collection by using the collect function, and you can display the collection value in a gallery control the way you are selecting a data source. But the most important thing is that if you are selecting a blank gallery, you need to add whatever value you want to edit. Now let's say, let me remove the value from the collection. So let's say I want to remove the value from this collection. So how you can do that? So let me add here the symbol of trash. Okay, and when I click on that, whatever data is there in that particular row, it will be deleted. So for that, click on that and on select, you need to write remove and you need to write the collection name. So this is the data of EMP. Then you need to select this item. So this particular item will be removed. Okay, so let's run it. Now see, this item is removed. Now we can check it out in collection. Okay, so this only one item is there, one item we already removed it. Okay, so this way you can work with the collection. Now you can process the collection value step by step also. But for that you need to understand the for all function. Without using for all function, you cannot process each and individual value on that. So we will create a separate video for that. So don't forget to see that video. Thank you for choosing KnowHow Academy as your source of IT knowledge. We are always here to help you to navigate to the tech world. If you have any question, don't hesitate to reach out us. It has been a pleasure to share this information with you. Stay curious and keep learning.